and a very pleasant, non-performance enhancing drugs afternoon to you. Live. I stay away. I had to talk to my guy. I missed you, Robert Murray. I am thrilled to be here. I hope it holds. I had to pull some really doors so we don't annoy people who are just trying to be away from work. And so I hope we hold today, buddy. But good to see you, pal.
Good to see you too, Carmen. You're looking as happy as ever over there. You must be loving life over at summer camp.
Summer camp is all
you
I
loving
really
life,
want
Carmen?
to do. I want to do with my life, Bert. You know this. I want to play tennis. I want to eat camp food, and I want to sit by the fire and sing some. Whoa, interesting, Jacob. Welcome to the show, buddy. What's your beef with? I'm a Brewers fan. What's going on here, Bert? Can you explain?
Yeah, well, I don't have any beef with Carson. It's he's come to my mentions a few times, demanding that the Brewers sell and that their season was over when they were still in first place. And I put him in his place. I ratioed him, and now apparently there's beef between us. And yeah, it's Carson. He's a very loyal Brewers fan. He's not the most positive Brewers fan, but he's a Brewers fan.
Did you just stomp on him with you? I ratioed him.
Oh, I destroyed him, Carm. That guy's still getting ratioed to this day from a couple of those tweets. Yeah, there's been times where. What's that?
I'm just looking at the smile on your face with it. The enjoyment of your power.
Oh yeah, it's how I feel like Jeff Passan at times, I guess. But yeah, it's poor Carson's been the guy who's faced that wrath a few times, and nothing personal, Carson, but the people demanded it, and I'm a man of the people.
All right, so Bert, biggest news of the week by far: Fernando Tatis Jr. suspended for 80 games. Took some topical, has all the excuses. The dad is out there speaking passionately about how ridiculous. Well, what can you tell us about what's happening in San Diego and just it's a bad look for baseball overall?
Yeah, and that Tatis suspension it hurts the Padres a lot. There's no sugarcoating that, and we've seen his statement addressing this, the news, and we saw Fernando Tatis Jr.'s dad go on the record regarding what exactly happened here. And my understanding is that his story was correct based on all the reporting that I have done, is that they believe this was acquired from a bad haircut from dirty clippers. And he ended up going and trying to treat this, and the stuff that he used to treat it contained this banned substance. It wasn't like him trying to take this for any competitive advantage. The thing that he took actually it doesn't help increase strength from my understanding. He took it, but it contained that substance, and that's the result. That's how he tested positive. It wasn't him trying to have a competitive advantage, as I said. It was an honest mistake. But that being said, Carm, he's got to be very careful of that. And that was a mistake, not looking deeper into it. And it cost him the rest of this season. It cost him part of next season. He can't play in the World Baseball Classic. This is a big mistake by Tatis, and now he's facing the consequences for it too.
Do the Padres believe him, to your knowledge?
That's where we saw AJ Preller go on the record and express his disappointment in Tatis. And he's going to demand answers, and he wants to figure out, or actually he needs to figure out what happened here. He also is going to ask him questions about what happened in the offseason with his shoulder/wrist, with the motorcycle accidents. He was very pointed in his comments, and it underscored the frustration, and rightfully so. This is a $340 million player who has not been on the field all season for things that could have been avoided. And it's really unfortunate because Tatis is the brightest star in the game, and this impact will be felt for years to come because of it too.
Yeah, I mean, me reading Preller comments, me wondering if Preller believes him, because he wasn't. He wasn't attacking baseball for what happened. I mean, it's you could feel the disappointment, really.
Yeah, no, you absolutely could. And the comments that came from Preller and also the players in the Padres clubhouse, like Mike Clevenger, that yeah, I mean they're not happy, Carm, and they have every right to be unhappy. And they demand answers. And according to Kevin Acee over at the San Diego Union Tribune, Tatis is going to be speaking with the team. He's going to speak with ownership. He's going to speak with AJ Preller. And those conversations are going to be really important in how they begin the process of moving forward from this and trying to overcome it.
Well, I don't know what their leverage. What can they do? I mean, he signed for 8 million years or $340 million. I mean, the Padres can't just can they get rid of him? Can they say we don't want? Hey, our sensibilities are that we don't want you on our baseball team anymore. We don't want to pay you after your suspension is over. We're releasing you. They can't do that, can they?
No, I mean, we're a ways away from that point. Just because, Tatis is a generational talent when he's on the field, and giving him up, releasing him, or even just voiding that contract is going to be, I would be stunned. I would be even more stunned than I was when we talked about the Juan Soto trade possibility when it first started. I won't promise to eat a shoe if that contract is voided this time. But yeah, I don't see any scenario where the Padres void that contract. But I will say these meetings that he has with ownership, with Preller, with the players, they are crucial, Carm. And Tatis is going to have to own up to his mistakes, because if he doesn't, then that process of moving forward is going to be a lot more tricky.
His dad told the midday show in the Dominican in Spanish that, quote, I don't think there's a reason to destroy the image of a player over something as minor as that. This is catastrophic. This is catastrophic what has taken place. Not just for Junior, but for all of baseball. There are millions of fans who are going to stop watching baseball now. Stop you, Tatis Sr. right there, and just tell you that you're wrong. No one is stopping watching baseball because of this. No one is going to protest because son was wrong. We've been through the steroid era, and yes, you know what that did? It brought the fans back to the game. Now, granted, some of us had our head in the sand at the time. What was going on? Nobody looks at baseball nowadays, Bert, correct me if I'm wrong, is it's a pure game. Am I missing something here?
No, this is definitely not a pure game. Players still find ways to do what they're trying to do, or what's illegal, I should say. I mean, that's for sure.
Pitcher comes off the mound, he gets checked for cheating. That's how little trust that baseball has in what's going on. Every time, let me see your mitt, let me see your hands, let me see everything. Take down your pants.
No, I won't take down my pants in the air. No, I feel like that might be frowned upon, Carm.
Yeah. All right. We don't want that, Bert. We don't want that. But okay.
No, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy, Carm.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to Shohei and Aaron Judge and the battle that is, which is amazing, I want to talk to you about the National League playoff race and AlbertPujols finding the fountain of youth, and the Cardinals playing great baseball, and Walker Buehler going down, which is he's been out, but that's a big injury for the Dodgers. When you're looking at the NL, Bert, what's most interesting to you? Pretty amazing what Albert's doing.
Yeah, extremely. It's very amazing, especially because a lot of people thought he was a guy that was not going to provide much value. They thought his career was basically over. But as he's proven recently, he's still capable of hitting the dinger, and did it twice against the Brewers. Did his thing. Two dingers, Carm. Yeah, you're right. Carm's watching his baseball. Gotta love that. Sorry, I
gotta do something to be even included in the Baseball Insiders, buddy.
No, he's the king of the Baseball Insiders. That's what Carm is, everybody. That's my guy.
We all know that's not true. Keep going though.
But so like to go from a broader view in the NL playoff race here, like the Dodgers, they are the favorite. Like I don't think anybody can dispute that. Losing Walker Buehler hurts for sure, but they have the luxury of having one of their best young arms, Dustin May, coming back from Tommy John surgery. He's going to make his debut this season on Saturday. They're going to be careful not to set too high of expectations, just because like he's coming back from such a serious injury. But getting him back is a huge plus. They're going to get Danny Duffy back sometime in the near future as well. He'll pitch out of the bullpen. So like they're going to have arms coming back. So they're not going to be totally shorthanded by any means, but losing Buehler, who's in my opinion, their undisputed ace, certainly hurts. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when or if they end up playing the Mets, who have DeGrom and Scherzer at the top of the rotation too. But like, I'll take this in a different direction too, Carm. It's like we're looking at a pretty strong playoff race here. We got the Mets, who are doing their thing. They're currently battling some injuries, which isn't great for them. Carlos Carrasco and Luis Guillorme were two of them recently. But you also have the Atlanta Braves, who won the World Series last year. They're playing extremely good baseball. Austin Riley, Carm, is, for lack of a better phrase, he's a dude. He's an elite player at this point in his career. And then you also have the Cardinals. They look, after getting Jordan Montgomery and Jose Quintana, like their rotation is now like in pretty good shape. Their offense is doing its thing. I know postseason race, Carmen, is going to be a pretty good time. I'm pretty convinced of that.
Well, one thing that I'm just interested in, Bert, to see how it plays out, you get the 1 seed now, like the Dodgers and the Mets still battling for that. LA's a significant, I think, favorite there, but you get a bye. That's the first time we've had this. So it seems interesting to me how, the wear and tear of the baseball playoffs is real on your starting staff, especially. So this is a different little component to baseball playoffs that we have not had in the past. It's being talked about a little bit more as we creep towards it. I think it could have a huge impact.
No, it absolutely could, and like that's a pretty big deal because as you know, Carm, the baseball season is so grueling. 162 games. You have the opportunity for that bye. Oh boy, I'll tell you, teams are going to be all over that. Like, like gravy on mashed potatoes. I don't know why I came up with that, but and that's a huge advantage, Carm. And you can go into a playoff series being fresh after another team just got out of a pretty hard fought series. Like that's a huge advantage. We got the 3 wildcard teams too. I'll tell you, like I wasn't a huge fan of like the 3 postseason or the 3 wildcard teams. I kind of like it though. And like the only thing that I was worried about was possibly having a team that was under 500 make it. But I think unless something goes catastrophically wrong, we're going to avoid that. So that's good.
Well, on the back end of that, how much chance do you give the Brewers to catch San Diego, which they're 2 back for that last wild card spot. So I would think the chances are at least halfway decent, but you just made an awkward Burt face.
Oh, you can see me, Carm.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You look adorable.
Wow, what a guy over there. That's my guy, Carm, right there. But yeah, I'm not optimistic, and it's because the Hader trade that had an impact in the clubhouse. Like nobody can dispute that. Like as I mentioned on a previous show, like the word I heard after that trade was floored in that clubhouse, and they didn't add any offense, which I thought was a mistake. They tried, Carm. There was a couple players that they really, 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 really liked. But ultimately the price was too high and they weren't willing to pay it. And that's something that David Stearns, that Matt Arnold, that Mark Antanasio, they have to live with, that they didn't make those moves. And if I had to bet on a team to take that last spot between the Padres and the Brewers, I would take the Padres because even though they lost Tatis, they got the good juju in that team. They got the stars. They got talent in that rotation. Like they're in a good spot. They're flawed, but I think they're in a better spot than the Brewers.
As we get away from the trade deadline, Bert, like looking back at it, anything stand out to you?
I mean, it's been a lot, and I keep going back to this trade, Carm, but there's one thing in particular that stands out to me is that the Yankees right now are getting, I don't want to say ripped because that's too strong, but they're getting negative reviews for trading Jordan Montgomery to the Cardinals. But we've seen recently, and even throughout the year with Aaron Hicks in center field, why they needed to get a guy like Harrison Bader. Bader, of course, is hurt now, but he's signed for next year, so this is not like a short-term thing. But they believe he's an elite center fielder defensively, and he's a capable offensive bat too. And I think Hicks's struggles recently have underscored why they did that deal. So while they're getting negative reviews now, they're playing the long game. And I think that can end up looking like a pretty good deal for them. But right now, the Cardinals are benefiting from it for sure.
Cardinals fans were a little emotional over Harrison Bader. Dude,
to say the least.
Dude was a heart and soul guy, man. I love heart and soul guys.
Yeah, and he was a good player for them, Carmen. Fans loved his hair too. I mean, how could you not? I mean,
I know it's a strong. Good flow. There's no doubt about it. Looked phenomenal when he's hustling all over the field. All right, can we mention? And I don't want to. No.
I just wanted to message you.
I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, Bert, and there's still 2 back of a red hot Cleveland team who they're going to see this weekend, and they've got 3 more with the Astros right now. But I just have heard from so many people, the White Sox are done, the White Sox are finished, the White Sox suck, and I'm like, see, there's this thing that we all learned growing up, and it's called math. And when you're 2 games back, and or 3 games back, or even 4 games back, and it's the middle of August, and there's 6 weeks of baseball left, or it's the start of August, and there's 8 weeks of baseball left, roughly 50 games, there's plenty of time for a team to get hot or a team to get cold, and somehow, some way, a team ends up in the playoffs that hasn't played great all season long. And there's plenty of times where those teams never turn out of it or come out of it, and they end up missing the playoffs. But when the question was, are the White Sox done? No, not done. They're not done at all. There's a lot of talent over there. And the division is not overflowing. Hats off to the Guardians playing good baseball as of late. But at any rate, Sox have gotten themselves back in it. And they're not on some huge hot streak here either, by the way. Swept Detroit, beat the Astros. I mean, come on. So at any rate, the White Sox are back in there. You think it's sustainable, Bert?
I mean, I wouldn't put anything past them, Carm, because you mentioned the talent that they have. They've never been out of it, which is why I thought calling them done was always an overreaction on my end, even though I thought they should consider selling some pieces off of that major league team. I'll eat crow on that, Carm. I was wrong. But I also wonder what their ceiling is. And it always comes back to Tony La Russa. And we got to see that video last night of what appeared to be a fan making a pinch running decision for La Russa, or pointing it out to him. And La Russa being like, oh, that's a good move. That.
Yeah.
How is that a thing, Carm? How? That shouldn't be a thing.
Okay, you're right. It shouldn't. But let's just – okay, this is a ridiculous statement, but whatever. I'm a Canton Bagman. I'll make ridiculous statements. He should have thought of that himself. He should have. However, I forget things too. And if somebody gives me a good idea – first got to get some sleep.
Tired.
It's probably on me. If somebody gives me a good idea, then and I incorporate it, that's good on me for paying attention. Tony was sleeping, not the first time, but at least he was awake enough to hear somebody, and not, hey, maybe we're all in this together, White Sox fans and the manager. Let me go send that pinch runner out there. I don't know. It sucked that he wasn't ahead of the curve, but at least he listened. It would have been worse if he didn't. And they won the ball game.
I I mean, you're never in a good spot when you have to be a fan and give the manager input on what to do in the middle of the game, no less. Like I mean, maybe that video is just like an odd coincidence, Carm, but sure didn't look like it. So
the best part of that whole thing is when the fans are high-fiving as he makes the move. Listen, White Sox fans, that's passion right there. I am going to tell the manager what to do because the manager ain't paying attention. The manager is sleeping. The manager is in another land. Yes.
I will say this: White Sox fans are some of the best in baseball. They are a very passionate and knowledgeable bunch. Like, I'll give them the tip of the hat for that one. They're a very good fan base.
Hey, Tony, you keep listening, buddy. Keep those ears open. Know that you're a little bit behind the eight ball these days. Know that you shouldn't be in uniform. Know that that you know what? Choose abundance. These fans are here to help you. Now, what will be really amazing is if you start listening to them on when to go change pitchers and who to start. Maybe Tony should get a Twitter account and start asking people their input as to who we should roll out there the next day. And Alex, you make a good point. Why didn't anybody else on the coaching staff say something either? You know why? Because they're afraid of him. And that's actually played out a couple of times over there. They do not want to challenge him because he's a red ass. That's what I think, at least.
I'll tell you, if they're afraid to challenge La Russa, they got the wrong people in there, because that's something that I think a coaching staff, especially like a bench coach or hitting coach or a pitching coach, if they're in that situation and they notice something, they should not be afraid to go to the manager and be like, hey, why don't we do this? Like, that's how the best teams operate. And
no question.
Oh,
it's exciting. I love these moments in bird time. We got how good a one do we have?
7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10.
Yeah, what can you tell us, Bert?
I can't tip it. I know what this is. I think.
You know what this is, you think. All right, guesses in the chat. What just happened? What information was just sent to Rob? Can't tell us because he's not going to tell us because he is the ultimate in baby passing. Look at him, just now trying to make the play as to which way to go. On August 16th, getting news. Hard to guess it. Hard to guess where Bert's going here, and probably not listening to me. But let's see. Josh, there you go. Maybe that's it. He's breaking the news that you got to be the, I don't know what POBO means, player of personnel of right now. What POBO? A manager firing Jacob? I don't think so. What's
it's president of baseball operations. It's not anything related, I don't think.
Okay. My bad. And Alex, I appreciate you in there. How was my birthday? My birthday was great. Thank you very much. I got a year younger, and I got some sweet gifts, including, actually, that's an interesting little tidbit here. I got my first ever from my niece. I got a gift card to Lululemon. So I've never been one of those hoity-toity, wear fancy. This gray T-shirt is from, that's my workout look, camp look. Now I got Lululemon coming my way. So it was a big birthday. And I took my 97-year-old dad back to his old neighborhood in Chicago on the west side. So that was cool. And took a picture in front of Marshall High School where he went. Bert, I cannot stall any longer. What's happening over there?
Yeah, I'm not at liberty to say quite yet.
Okay.
But
do they not know the schedule?
What's that?
How do your people that give you news not know when you're doing the baseball insiders? I think that's a lack of respect, Bert.
I would totally agree with that. Like, that's just the case of them being, just interrupting our show, Carm. We're having a good show today too. I mean, we have this excitement now too, which I love it, Carm.
There's a lot going on here. All right, let's talk about Ohtani versus Judge. MVP. Who's more valuable? Who are I mean, Judge is not even in the same category, really. But let's talk about that battle royale going down the stretch here between two Titans. What's resonating with you right now, Bert?
So this could be a controversial take, Carm. But I've seen from a lot of different people that Aaron Judge is the runaway favorite for the American League MVP. I'm giving it to Shohei Ohtani.
I'm with you.
If the season ended right now, you're going with me, Carm?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow,
what a guy.
I mean, come on, Babe Ruth versus I don't know. It's Ruth is. Let's think about. I don't know, Mickey Mantle, something along those lines. Not quite the same, obviously, but this guy's doing it in ways that we have not seen. Babe Ruth, how many years did he pitch? And what was a two-way player? It wasn't many. So I know the Angels have gone through a managerial change and are nowhere near the playoffs and all that, and the Yankees, have been a force. But what Shohei's doing is unprecedented. So I'm with you. You want to lay out why you think why you're voting for Shohei? From your Burt corner of the world?
Yeah. So Judge, 46 homers, 100 RBI, 7 WAR, like having a historically great season offensively. But you look at what Ohtani's done: 26 homers at a pretty strong year offensively, and then he's also putting up like ace caliber numbers in the mound. He's got like 160 strikeouts in 111 innings. Pitched super well. Basically, we're looking at Aaron Judge at this rate against a player who's Max Scherzer and Matt Olson combined. And that level of player should win each and every time. And I get the arguments that are going to be made about like Judge or about Ohtani being on the losing team. And like I hear that, and Judge is on the best team in the American League. But it's most valuable player. And to me, it's Shohei Ohtani, because if the Angels did not have Ohtani, they would be screwed. And there's a reason why teams were ready to shell out like all ends of their farm systems to trade for this player, because he's a generational talent.
Well, this is my point of the pod, Bert, where I get to invoke a Chicago Cubs moment in time, which I look at. I think I'm having some connection issues. Let me know if I am in the private chat here. I hope I'm okay. But so, look, you had a player in 1987 hit 49 homers, 137 RBIs, and win MVP on a last place team. Burton, you know who I'm talking about?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was responding to a text. Sorry.
Do you know what player won an MVP award on a last place team when he had 49 homers and 137 RBIs? Nope. So that would be Andre Dahl, former Expo and Chicago Cub, who came to the Cubs with a blank contract and said, "Pay me whatever you want," because the Cubs didn't want to pay him because they were the Cubs and they were ridiculous. And so they paid Andre, who won the MVP award, $500,000 for one in 1987. And people said at the time, like, if the Cubs didn't have Dahl, they finished, into the second division. Well, the reality was if they didn't have Dustin, they were going to finish in last, just like they did. But he still won the MVP award. The Angels are not in last, for the record. They're fourth. So that, congratulations. Ohtani, to me, is I mean, it just feels like a no-brainer.
I agree. I think it's
yeah.
Oh, like for this, like I can see both sides of it. It's not like I'm bashing Judge or like just favoring Ohtani. I just think what Ohtani's doing is unlike anything we've ever seen. And like Judge has been great, but Ohtani's just been better and more valuable. And again, both ends of the spectrum here with both hitting and pitching.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're in agreement on that one. So no controversy on the Baseball Insiders. Wrapping up here, Jacob, great sweatpants apparently at Lululemon. Okay, buddy. I will take a look at those. Thank you for the recommendation. SJ2, appreciate you always hanging around and popping into the comments. White Sox hired that fan to be Tony La Russa's bench coach. Maybe that's Bert might be texting with Rick Hahn about why they hired a fan to be managing the team along with Tony the rest of the way, although he's not smiling very much, so I don't think that's it. Johnny with an LOL on the Wilson Contreras extension. I don't think that's it either, but that does seem like the most logical thing that's put in here. But yeah, of course not. Why would you do such a thing like that at this point in time? So, this news, Bert, do you think you breaking it later today?
I mean, I was told within the hour.
Within an hour.
So
you think people should, so what you're saying is follow by Robert Murray.
I mean, I would always recommend following by Robert Murray. But that being said, I would also recommend following the Carm. So because the Carm is great. He's a pal. So please do that, please, and also subscribe to this podcast too. That's what allows me to like break the news here. That's very helpful. So
and turn those notifications on. Before we go here, one more. Obviously, a burner. Good to you. Hey, both of you, can Bert give any info on why he floated Kluber's name out there? What is the best kind of fruit juice? Does any of that make sense to you?
I think I can figure out what he's trying to say here. Like Kluber's name, like he was somebody like teams were interested in for starting pitching depth. Like, I mean, it wasn't me suggesting that he was being shot by any means. Just teams like him. So that's why I put his name, or connected his name to the Twins. But best fruit juice, Carm. I think this comes down to two of them. Comes down to apple and orange juice. But okay, so this is on this note, Carm. Are you team pulp or team no pulp?
First of all, orange juice is not a fruit juice. That orange juice has its own category. It's called orange juice. Fruit juice is like that's fruit juice. That's its own like high C fruit juice versus say like ocean fruit juice. That's how I read it. And obviously, obviously a burner. I'm not with you, brother. Pulp. When I drink pulp, you know, for me, I feel like I'm actually getting some real nutrients, and it has a health factor to it that makes me feel like I'm starting my day right when I get a good pulp glass of orange juice at 7:30 in the morning to start off a day and not going coffee. So. And orange juice is there is no, I mean, that's the GOAT. That's Babe Ruth. There is nobody else even remotely in the team photo with orange juice.
No, I'm team orange juice, by the way. I love orange juice. Orange juice is good. Same with apple juice too, Carm. So but, I'm sorry,
I mean, apple juice is for I know. What's that?
Wait, what were you saying about before about apple juice?
I said that, it's for 4-year-olds.
Well, I'm a 4-year-old then. I love apple juice. Big apple juice guy over here. Yeah, how could you not? Like you having your morning pancakes, Carm, some bacon. You have a nice big old juicy thing of apple juice.
No. Text me your parents' numbers. I want to call them. Nobody goes apple juice in the morning with pancakes. That's horrible. Orange juice or milk. What?
Well, okay.
Milk
is a conspiracy. Milk is disgusting. Like the only drinkable milk is oat and almond milk. I mean, if you drink like regular like white milk, you should probably be thrown in prison.
First of all, this disrespect of milk that you just went with, followed up by obviously a burner who doesn't. I mean, come on, you're a kid. You have milk with your pancakes. Bert's having apple juice. That's almost like having a Coca-Cola to me. But and Johnny, you're an apple juice guy too. It's not that I don't. Apple juice has a place in life, but it has no place next to orange juice. That's all I'm saying. Man. I don't really know what apple juice place is either, honestly.
Apple juice belongs it's like in a tier that's way up here, Carm. Like I don't know why you're like down here with it. Like that shouldn't happen.
I'd rather have a cranberry. I'd rather have
Cranberry juice is very good.
Thank you very much. I'd probably rather have. I might borderline go prune juice over apple juice. How's that? Just because I feel like I'm moving things in the system that could be, passed along, if you will. All right, now it's definitely time to go now. Hey, Bert, we're all gonna follow you every second for the next hour. So if nothing happens in the next hour, will you at least tweet out that nothing has happened? Will you give an update?
No. I want to make you guys all wait for it. But wouldn't it be funny, though, if all of a sudden it turned out to be nothing and this guy's just playing me?
No.
That would suck.
That would not be fun. That would not be fun.
I have a pretty good idea what this might be. And, yeah, I mean, if it is indeed something. So we'll see. Don't unfollow, obviously, a burner. I would probably cry because you're a very nice person.
You want to answer Russ' question on Ken Giles?
Don't have an answer for you on that one. Too early to tell. But I can report there have been teams that have reached out to him and his representatives.
Okay. I can report that this has been an absolute pleasure being on with you from Camp Nebagamon, the greatest camp ever. I'll be thinking of you tonight when I'm cooking s'mores around the campfire, Bert. So know that. Do you like s'mores? Do you like marshmallows? Do you like chocolate? Do you like graham crackers?
Love graham crackers. Love marshmallows. You got to burn the marshmallows over the fire though. But chocolate is a conspiracy. Chocolate's disgusting. So those ruin a s'more.
Okay, well, here, how's this, Bert? 5:00 today. There's happy hour. I'll have a noon for you. How's that?
Wow. Oh boy, that's like the best thing you've ever done for me, Carmen. You've done a lot for me. That's like, wow, what a guy. If the only way you can make that better is if you have a chaser of apple juice with it.
Apple juice and high noon. By the way, for the record, I don't drink high noon. That's a Bert Land thing, but I just, he gets fired up for a good seltzer.
Yeah, big seltzer.
You know the youth.
I actually just bought a shirt, Carm, that says it's a bad day to be a nooner.
Okay, that's. I don't think it's ever a bad day to have a nooner myself, but that's fine. I would also throw in there, by the way, that since you're a Wisconsin guy, the keg that is tapped at 5:00, spotted cow here, Bert, first class. This ain't no Natty Light, Coors Light, Miller Light. No disrespect, Michelob Ultra. Spotted cow, first class. And right, you're absolutely right, Johnny. How can anyone hate chocolate? It's one of the most embarrassing things that anyone has ever said on any podcast anywhere. But Bert continues to go back to that well.
Hey, I got plenty of them, Carl. Just wait. By the way, now that we're talking about food, like this podcast has gone off the rail. I did something for the first time the other day that I have not done in 5 years, Carm. I ordered a pizza.
Who doesn't order a pizza for 5 years? And
where'd you get pizza from?
Where'd you get from?
Crust Brothers out in Arizona here. It was a very good pie. It was it had vegan cheese on it, Carm. And then I loved it so much that I ordered another pizza from a different place, but I got it with no cheese. It was delicious.
All right, it's time to go. Who doesn't order a pizza that gets vegan cheese and then gets no cheese? It's just like beyond brutal. Unfollow Albert Murray. Apparently your spot's got a 4.8 rating on Google. So job, you followed along. Hey, anybody who's watching, by the way, in Chicago, who saw Lady Gaga at Wrigley Field last night, I wasn't there. I was at camp. Might have mentioned that a couple of times, but amazing. Bert, you and Gaga should meet someday.
All right. Big Lady Gaga fan.
Yeah, she did it up. All right, hey, everybody, for real, thank you so much for checking us out today. We greatly appreciate it. Johnny, Rocky, obviously a burner. Appreciate you jumping in here. Always fun to talk to you. SJ2, Jacob, Joshua, Alex, thanks birthday wishes, brother. So thanks one and all. And Bert, we'll see you soon, buddy.
We'll see you soon, Carm. I'll speak to you. Have a good time, by the way, at camp. And have a s'more for me.
Thank you. I will. I will. With no chocolate for you, buddy. Graham cracker and marshmallow.
Wow, what a guy.
With an apple juice. Thank you for
Living
watching.
my
Hit
dream.
that subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We love you. Baseball Insider saying bye.